We're the Brush Up Your Shakespeare class. For the last week, we've been doing an adapted performance of Much Ado About Nothing. We'll be jumping around a bit and adding our interpretations of what happens in between the scenes. We'll be starting out with Claudio being bit by the love bug, not like the Jonas Brothers will. Sort of. For our presentation, would you please turn off your cell phones, pagers, and other beepy things?
My liege, your highness may now do me good.
Dost thou affect hero, Claudio?
Now I am returned, and war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young hero is.
If thou dost love fair hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and her father, and thou shalt have her. Was it not to this end that thou began to twist so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love.
I know we shall have revelling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair hero that I am Claudio, and in her bosom I will clasp my heart, and take her curing prisoner with a forced and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after, to her father I will break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine.
Don Pedro takes on the role of town matchmaker, albeit neglecting his brother. Don John has decided to be the bringer of chaos and devises an evil plan to destroy the match of Claudio and Hero.
Meanwhile, Don Pedro finds that Beatrice is convinced that men are the spawn of the devil. But of course, this does not dissuade him in the least. Hero, her father, Leonato, Claudio, and other townspeople decide that Beatrice and Benedict, who incessantly fight like 6-year-olds with crushes on a playground, will be perfect for each other.
And so, the Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told you, O lordship, a year since, how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero. I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to bring the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother. Tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero and kill Leonato. Go find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. They will see me at her chamber window, hear me call Margaret Hero, and Margaret turn me Claudio, and bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. And there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can. I will put it into practice. I will presently go and learn of the day of their marriage.
Basically, Don John is evil and hates love. Now comes the Cupid's god, subtly cluing Benedict in on the lovely lady who has a deep affection for him. This is all part of the plan to bring about love and hearts and flowers and chocolates and the stuff that people get on Valentine's Day. Sadly, the lovely lady has no idea of her deep affection. The men convince Benedict, and now he's just all egotistical and on his high horse and all that jazz.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady, since her affections have their full bent. Love me? Why, it must be requited. They say the lady is fair, 'tis a truth I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. Doth not the appetite alter? A man loves a meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No, the world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I would live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those things than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the message.
Yea, just so much as you take upon a knife's point. You have no stomach, senor. Fare you well.
Ha! Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into dinner. There's a double meaning in that.
Double meaning, sure. Now, enter Cupid Squad, Lady Edition. Hero and Ursula have to plant the seed of love in Beatrice's heart. Previously, she looked upon her so-called suitor as a pile of elephant poo in an elevator. Her girlfriend's now convinced her that he is head over heels in love with her. Unbefreaking-believable.
Says the prince.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince to my betrothed lord. They did entreat me to acquaint her of it. But I persuaded them, if they loved Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you do so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full, as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice saw couch upon?
O God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice.
Sure, I think so. And therefore certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw man, how wise, how noble, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward.
Yet, tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment. Speaking my fancy, Signor Benedict, for shape, for bearing, argument, and valor, goes foremost in repose through Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day. Tomorrow.
She's lying by warrant here. We have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by now. Perhaps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some traps.
What fires in my ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on, I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reporting thee.
So, mission fall in love is complete. Sort of. So there's a lot that goes on now. Don John make Hero look like flighty, promiscuous, dirty. Yeah. Her name basically gets slandered and she has nowhere to turn. Her one true love is turned on her. She has no one, I tell you. No one. So she pretends to die until Don John's evil plot is discovered. Cool.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death as payment for her wrongs keeps her fame she never dies. So the life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hang thou there upon the tomb, praising her when I am dumb. Now music sound, consider your subordinate.
Meanwhile, Leonato tells Claudio that to make up for supposedly killing Hero, he has to marry his brother Antonio's daughter. Some punishment, right?
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same as she, and I do give you her.
Why, then, she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
When I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero!
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
While all of this is going on, Beatrice and Benedict are still constantly fighting, although they secretly harbor intense feelings for each other. Finally, they voice them, even if it's just in the form of, well,
Do not you love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth, no. No more than reason.
Why, then my cousin Margaret and Ursula are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore that you were almost sick for me.
They swore that you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me.
No, truly.
I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For years of hate her written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, written in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection to Benedict.
A miracle! Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee. But by this life I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told that you were in consumption.
Peace! I will stop your mouth.
scorn by those Cupid squad.
How dost thou, Benedict, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of whip crackers cannot pluck me out of my humor. In brief, since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it. For man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion.